Recently, a VTuber by the name of Kirsch has been under attack for numerous reasons. It has now gone so far that it has been noticed by quote-unquote mainstream media sites such as Vice News, a very trustworthy site, I'm aware. While doing some research on Vice, I found it very funny that they had an entire category directed to the tag sex, which is very funny considering the person who wrote this article we're going to be talking about today has some very interesting opinions regarding sex of sorts that they have talked about. Now, the reason why I say of sorts is because they don't necessarily say the most consensual stuff. Actually, they were talking about so-called rape camps for trans girls slash trans femme to have access to that good cis pussy.
In the future, there are a number of institutions that emerge. If you are a trans girl or if you are trans feminine, you can go ahead and sign up for a reservation slot to an all-day access to one of many breeding facilities where you get to breed the shit out of that cis girl pussy. You can absolutely devastate that shit, fucking destroy it, murder it. It's done. Like, they have to cycle the girls out because that pussy is absolutely out of commission. And, now we have breeding saunas, we have breeding bookstores, breeding movie theaters. Those are really nice. You have breeding adult schools. You have breeding esports arenas. Very fun. This is something we're building. This is the future. This is what TERFs don't want. They understand that we're trying to build these breeding facilities. And it's really important for you to fund your local trans girl top who is absolutely destroying that good pussy right now. Like, you need to give her the funds because she is the future, But in the future that I want is I just want to live in a world where you can walk down the street and you don't even have to worry about whether you're going to be able to breed that good fucking macaroni in a pot puss. That's not a tall ask. And I think that's the future for all of us, is just destroying that pussy wherever you go, whenever you go.
Now, jumping straight into the main article after hearing that, the first line is great. Explains the gamer subs is for the ones out of the loop or didn't know. The second paragraph starts to fall apart a bit, where we see our first buzzword coming in being alt-right and right-wing beliefs. Now, I can see why they would say this, but I also see this as more of a buzzword in this case for being, I don't agree with your opinion, I'm going to call you right-wing or left-wing, blah, 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 whatever it is in this case. The next part of the article shows how big she is on Twitch and Twitter. I suspect someone might be jealous. And when she's partnered with GamerSupps and her most recent collab with them, talking about the merch, said Kirsa fans will soon be able to flag their love for their right-wing, there's a buzzword again, right-wing Fox Girl IRL, all thanks to GamerSupps. Now quickly we change over probably the main part of the article, where she is being quote-unquote transphobic by stating what she sees and what she saw, and many of us have also seen. In this one, it was someone saying, hate trans people, kill yourself. Then she replied, when it's realized that most trans activists are biologically males or ideologically pushing their political views with an identity shield to prevent criticism, all the power-hungry threats and graphic murder fantasies make a lot more sense. Then they go talking about how she quote-unquote praised Asmongold for claiming every trans kid is actually a victim of a parent with a mental illness. He has also gone on claiming other things such as kids do not understand what being trans means and how being trans works. This can be cited from saying your brain isn't fully developed until you're about 25 years old, somewhere around that age. When her most recent collab with GamerSupps dropped with her merch, a few people even tried to get them to stop the merch because she was an alt-right, anti-woke, and transphobic. By doing this, they were trying to take away a source of her income. That's quite a lot coming from the House of Morals. Party of Morals. House of Morals. Same shit. They then dive into the great replacement theory that we can't even call a theory at this point, when we can see the total percentage of white people is falling drastically every year. They then put a quote of the user at nbinted, a non-retard, when she is talking about the UK building a 2.5 million pound mosque when the total percentage of Muslims is very tiny for something of that size. If that didn't make it clear enough, they also go on claiming how she is bad for retweeting the ICE hotline. For those who don't know, that is the illegal, undocumented immigrant hotline. So you call them to get them deported. That's one way to fucking put it. Here comes a big one. A $500,000 big one. Camille Anthony, a black teen that was murdered, that murdered a white teen, Austin McAuliffe, I butchered that. She stated, getting a payday to buy a house and by killing a white man just makes sense. Reparations after all. It was also later proven that he didn't buy the house, or his family didn't buy the house. It was rented. Doesn't make it any better. She also doesn't talk about how they bought or rented a car, and a really expensive car. The bond of that was also dropped from $1 million to $250,000. Although that's not what this video is about. Who Wore It Better Body Cam Edition was posted along with a photo of two now deceased black people, Deshaun Leith and Sydney Wilson. They were both shot by police after attacking said police officer in their designated event. How this is going to come off as racist, I can't tell you. But they're going to find a way. A VTuber by the name of KOA, that is not how you say it, I don't care, ended his partnership publicly with GamerSubs, saying because of a certain creator affiliated with the brand who has expressed openly bigoted views without facing any consequences. Obviously, it's clearly who he's talking about here. This is quite ironic, as he has publicly stated, and this is still a post, saying, and I quote, "Can't be racist towards white people, but of course someone like you wouldn't know that." A Twitter user by the handle @Pippa_feet posted a picture of here's Kirsch and Pippa plushie from YouTube's. Kirsch, being respectful and nice to her fans, retweeted and commented saying, "I like your sleeves / gloves / boots, happy face." But if you look closely at the third photo, you see quote-unquote Nazi imagery. Now, not only is this expecting Kirsch to look deeply into every photo for the littlest things, it's also kind of anti-history, as if they don't want that. A German VTuber then quoted nbinted, who also brought up this topic once again, saying, "I'm sorry, but as a German, I don't even know that those are Nazi symbols." At the very end, they claim they reached out to Kirsch, GamerSubs, and KO, but why would they not reach out to Kitsu, the final VTuber I just talked about? She was also referenced and linked in this article. Maybe they don't want to be challenged on their opinions of some sort. I don't know if they've, Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please like and share. If you have any criticism of any sort, please leave them in the comments. I'd love to improve. That's it. That's all from me.